Welcome to the Keeping It Real show. This is where we keep it real and we discuss everything from sports to business, fitness to finance. We're going to cover it all in these episodes. So today I want to talk about authenticity and vulnerability. These are the keys to success in a world of AI and automation that we are just moving more and more into. I know you've heard it, AI. I get it. I just want them to shut up too. It's annoying. It's a super overused term, and I think in a way now it's kind of become a negative connotation. But you've got to be paying attention to the power and the technology and what's happening with it. My big prediction, and AI is really just another technology. The internet, search engines, Google, now we got AI. BlackBerry to iPhone, it's just another development of software and technology. So it's really a good thing, just like everything. People love to demonize it. It's fun to talk about. Back in my day, we read the newspaper, and then the newspaper, the TV, and then the phone, and then, just whatever. Get with the times. So here we are. AI is what they've named it. So there are a few key skills that you and me need to master or perfect in order to win in business and in life if we are to compete with AI. So one, you need to learn how to use AI, and then you need to know these skills and abilities so that way you can stand out from everybody else. So the first one is your in-person soft skills. In my opinion, and this is kind of a bold prediction, I don't know if it's going to be in 10 years or in 100 years, but eventually we will get to a point to where on a computer Zoom call, you will not be able to tell if this is a real person or if it is a chatbot or some AI generated person that's been created through technology. Think about that. If you are a financial advisor selling financial services and you can create a bot that can meet with hundreds of people a day, imagine the scale that that could have. But long story short, this is where I think that things are going to continue to trend back to in person, shaking hands, eye to eye, looking people in the face. We've kind of gone away from it due to COVID, and honestly, it's super convenient for modern day, but I think you are going to see a shift back to in person because that's really the only way that people will be able to feel that they can trust somebody or something, because nobody likes getting a 1-800 chatbot. People don't like working with robots. It's just ingrained in our DNA. We want to work with people. And so once we're unable to distinguish between a person and a robot, the only way to determine that or tell the difference is going to be through in-person meetings and meeting face-to-face again. So master your soft skills, the sales skills, how to shake a hand, how to talk to people. You're going to have to learn to do that. If you can get really good at that, you will be undefeated going into the future no matter what. The other skill that you need to learn how to master, and this has to do with your soft skills, but can you tell a story in an authentic and vulnerable way? And this is what the people that are really good at social media have mastered. And as I've slowly began to try to dive more into creating content, making it good, making it captivating for viewers, is they're really good at telling stories that are authentic and vulnerable, and they get you curious, they get you thinking. Just like a good movie, it tells a good story. So you need to learn how to tell stories. Can AI help you with being authentic and vulnerable? Yes, that's how I wrote this script for this video. I typed in all my thoughts and it helped organize them. But it can't put the heart, the soul, the authenticity, my flavor, my spice into it. AI can't do that. So you really need to learn who you are and who your authentic self is, because that is going to be the only way that you're going to be able to separate yourself from just some chatbot or maybe an accountant. Think of it, accounting software or accounting AI. Literally, I could plug my stuff into an accountant, boom, it'd probably be more accurate. It would all get taken care of, done like that. But I would probably want to hire somebody who could use the software, communicate to me, and then make sure that everything is perfect, just because I don't want my taxes to get screwed up. So I would still want somebody, or I'd want an accountant to work with, so I could tell them my situation and I could feel like they actually understand me, rather than with this algorithm that I put information into and I might be nervous that it's missing a few points or it's not doing exactly what I want it to do. But a person can discern that. They have discernment, they have emotional intelligence. So guess what? The only accountants that are going to stay in business, or that are not going to become commodities, that are just going to be punching the numbers into the AI, the good ones, that's who's going to make the most money. And I think you're going to see this bigger divide between commodities, or, you're going to see a bigger divide between the top 1% and the bottom 99, or the top 20% and the bottom 80%. So kind of interesting to think about, kind of scary too. I just think that just like compound interest, I think as technology grows and scales, you're going to continue to see the wealth gap increase. Look at it with real estate in Europe. 20% of the population population owns 80% of the real estate in Europe. And you're starting to see that trend here in the United States. It's going to be the same thing with wealth and income. It's just the way it is. And we can talk politics and debate that all we want, or you can just level up and do your best to capture your slice of the pie. Another thought that I wanted to dive into that gives us a glimpse into the future. Right now, Amazon monopoly, Walmart monopoly, but you see these small personal brands, Mr. Beast and his chocolate bars, Logan Paul and Prime. They are now starting to take market share. Prime just barely got introduced to Walmart and to a few other stores. Logan Paul doesn't need Walmart. He's selling plenty of Prime without them. It's Walmart that needs Logan Paul. The reason for that is because Logan Paul has so much attention on him. All these kids are wanting his drinks. Mom, can you give me Prime? Can you give me Prime? Guess what? Oh, it's out Walmart. They're gonna go to Walmart. They're gonna go buy their kids their stuff. And so Walmart knows that because they have Logan Paul's products in their store, it's gonna increase foot traffic. So they're gonna be able to sell more stuff. So you can't be a commodity. It just shows how strong the brand is. You're going to continue to see this, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with TikTok. I believe TikTok in a way is almost gonna try and take over from Amazon. But then also Amazon has so much data about all these products on drop shipping, these e-commerce things. Just what they did with the diapers, and they do a private label Amazon brand, just how Walmart has Great Value, Costco has Kirkland, Smith's, or whatever, I can't remember what the Smith's is called in other parts of the country, but they have Kroger brand, I think that's what it's called. But Kroger, they all have their private label. What happens when Amazon creates their own private label to everything? They've already started doing it with a few products. They're just going to do it with everything else. So you need to have a brand or no one's going to buy your stuff. Water bottles, Liquid Death, boom, another example. You've got to set yourself apart because people will buy a story, they will pay for a brand, but they will not pay extra for a commodity. So if your service or if your product is easily replaceable in a commodity, you really need to be paying attention to branding and marketing, because sales and marketing are the only two things that you will have versus technology and the scale that these large corporations have. So back to authenticity and vulnerability. In an era of AI, automation, mass production, and the business landscape continually transforming at a pace quicker than ever, the distinction between human touch and, robotic efficiency, AI, whatever you want to say, is becoming increasingly difficult to distinguish. And in this environment, it's really easy to feel overwhelmed by all of the influencers and these gurus and these large businesses and content creators and how good and polished their videos look. However, amidst all this noise, this is where the people like me and you are going to be able to stand out and are going to be able to get market share and not be a commodity. And it's through being vulnerable and authentic. I was listening to a podcast today, and I love Gary Vee. I've learned so much from him, honestly. Literally, we'll probably talk about him when it comes to this content creators, social media stuff. Gary Vee's on the Mount Rushmore of stuff. He said he has 29 people working on his personal social media brand team for himself. And he's telling people, post 4 times a day on every single platform. For normal individuals, for small business owners, I know that you're trying to just run your business. You're just trying to make enough money for today, let alone do you have time to be a full-time content creator. And I tweeted this today, but it's funny. You have content creators telling people about why they need to make content when literally their only job is to make content, to tell other people to make content. It's just kind of like this funny circle of life, I guess you could say. Or content creators are teaching content creators how to be content creators. But I am not in it to be a content creator. I am in this to teach small businesses and normal people how to do social media, how to do content creation, not be a time suck, how to be authentic, how to be vulnerable, and honestly, at the end of the day, how to get a rate of return from it all. Because at the end of the day, that's why we do business, to make money. So that's what we're teaching, and that's what I've kind of set out on a mission to do, because I'm so sick of all the gurus telling us what to do and how to do it, but then yet they've got a team of 29 people. Like, dude, I'm a financial advisor trying to call people every day, trying to get referrals, trying to make sure that I'm staying on top of market trends, like all this other stuff of trying to be the best in my industry. I don't have time to be the best in social media. And I think that's where we're going to start seeing the pivot. And you're starting to see it with some people. You go, wow, why is this person so popular on social media? I've been paying attention. There's this mortgage broker, crushes it on social media. Nothing special. He outsources a videographer, or he probably has a camera like this or an iPhone, records himself talking, has some dude outsourced in another country doing the video edits for between $5 to $15 an hour, which honestly, a ton of people do it. I just barely learned how to do it. It's awesome. So that's who's doing all these graphics for me. So thank you. But with that being said, people want to talk flock to authentic and real people. They don't want the overproduced, overhyped stuff. So now is the time to capitalize on it, because my content, I am just barely starting to get into this. It's not the most polished, and it's going to be raw, because that is where I think things are going. I know that's where things are going. You're even seeing the big guys do that. Alex Hormozi, all this other stuff. So lean into the authenticity and the vulnerability and the being real. I want to kind of take a tangent. What is the difference between Pat McAfee and Skip Bayless or Stephen A. Smith? We're going to keep them in the same kind of category. Pat McAfee, the reason why he has now become the face of ESPN, why he is now the next big thing in sports media, it's because he's real and he's authentic. I feel like if I went to dinner and sat down with Pat McAfee, he'd be the same person that he is at dinner that he is on TV. However, I know for a fact if I sit down with Skip Bayless and Stephen A., they're not keeping it real. I know that they're full of it, that they're just doing it for clickbait. They're just trying to get people to watch their videos. They're trying to get people commenting and getting mad at them. And a lot of people are just tired of it. So there is a place in the marketplace for being yourself, being real, being authentic. I know I've said it a million times, but I mean, can you imagine ordering with Stephen A. and going, I think I'll get, my steak medium rare. Oh, medium rare? Just imagine that. Like, he's not going to do that. He's going to go, I prefer my steak rare. No, he's not. He's not going to say, like, can you imagine if that's how he was every second of every day, just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He got a medium rare steak. That's what he got. He's not doing that. So anyways, okay, let's talk about authenticity. When you follow somebody on Instagram and you get hit with a chatbot, it's easy to tell. It's not authentic. It's quick. You can tell. We're not stupid. So you can learn how to be authentic, you're going to make money. I promise. Power of authenticity. You're going to build trust. You're going to be able to tell stories, and you're going to be able to stand out from the noise, and you're going to truly create a community or a following to where you're not going to have to follow all these trends. People think with social media, I've got to keep up with trends. No, be yourself, and your people will find you once you learn the fundamentals and you start making quality and valuable and entertaining content. That's all it is. Everyone's got a different taste. I don't watch TikTok dances. Now, vulnerability. Vulnerability is tough, and it's even difficult for me as I'm starting out on my journey. Like, how much do I want to share? What do I want to share? How do I tell this story in a compelling way? But you just got to think about your life stories and, the things that make you you. I shared a story about our daughter, Lou, who was a NICU baby and she passed away. And that is my only video that's done super well. Or I guess you could say it's gotten lots of views, and has nothing to do with me. It has to do with I was vulnerable in that video, and I was able to tell a good story. Not even a good story. I just shared my experience, and it resonated with a lot of people. So with that, to sum this up, be transparent with your brand, share your brand's journeys, include the highs, the lows, and, I think it's okay to portray this idea that maybe you're not bulletproof. Some people have told me, no, perception is reality. You need to seem like, you're just like a multi-millionaire, that you're just crushing it in life. I think there's two ways to do it. You can either do that and be fake. A lot of people do it. Or you can be real and say, hey, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm struggling with. These are the wins. These are the losses. And people will begin to buy into that. The other thing too, engage with your audience, be a real person. And then the biggest thing, leverage storytelling and just being you. User-generated content, talking on camera. I think the place to start, and so once we get done with this video, the place for you to start if you're thinking of starting is short form video, talking on camera. They call it UGC, user-generated content, of you just talking, sharing your thoughts and your insights. You get one of those like thoughts or those tangents, boom, record it, talk about it. That's all you gotta do. You're a roofer and you climb up on a roof and you see how bad it was done. Boom, you pull out your fake camera. Look at this terrible job I saw. This is why you need to hire somebody like us that knows what they're doing. That's all it is. It's all it takes. Boom, you got content. And then the other piece, I've kind of been hesitant always to not be on top of trends. Oh, I'm too cool for trends. People that follow trends are dumb. But like, you got to stay on top of the technology, especially with like this AI stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to use half of it. And now that I'm kind of learning how to do it, I'm like, well, it's no brainer how some of these people crank out 50 LinkedIn posts a day. Like, they're literally putting a 30-second thought into AI and say, make this into a compelling LinkedIn message. Boom, emojis, everything. And I'm like, holy cow. That's how people are doing it. So at the same time, now that I start recognizing these things, I'm like, dude, you're not being real. You're just using AI. So you're going to have to learn how to use AI, but still be authentic and be yourself, because there's only one you. There's a million AI bots, ChatGPTs. So in conclusion, in a world of AI, automation, the two keys to winning are authenticity and vulnerability. There's no other way that you're going to win or that you're going to be able to compete. People are going to be able to scale. People have 29-man teams doing their social media. I think that you're going to see an even bigger drawback from people that do have 50 people on a team doing their social media, because people are like, dude, that's not realistic for me. So that's my biggest thing and why I am creating this. It's me. I bought a $400 camera. 2 weeks ago, I was using an iPhone, and I really want to teach people how to do social media and leverage it for their business so they can make more money. So I just barely started a landscaping company with my brother. We started it up. We started running some paid ads. We're going to do a little bit of content. I'm not being a content creator to teach you how to be a content creator. I'm teaching you how to be a content creator inside of your business. You don't need to go hire a marketing team, and I'll teach you the steps of how to create the processes inside of your everyday business to where this just becomes rinse and repeat. It becomes another way for you to gain clients, build brand in an authentic and real way. And so that's what we're talking about here on the Keeping It Real podcast. And I think we're going to dive into some more Stephen A, Pat McAfee. We'll dive into some sports, but hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you're a business owner, that's your invitation today. Go make one video of that thought when you're driving around in your truck and you go, dang, this really pisses me off. Or dang, I noticed this. Or I hate how other people do this. Or this is why we're different. This is why we're different. This is how we think. Look at this bad example. Look at this good example. Boom. You've got videos. You go to a networking event. Someone asks, what do you do for a living? What are your 15-second elevator pitches? You probably have like 5 to 10 different pitches that you give people. Make a video about each single one of those. Post them on your Instagram. Then when prospective clients, take a look at your Instagram, one of them might resonate with them. One of them might not. But that's the thing. Social media, you can post a ton. The algorithm's really good at knowing who needs to see your videos. So you just got to post. You got to learn how to do it. It's a skill. It's an acquired skill. It takes time. And that's why I'm posting. So thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time on the Keeping It Real podcast show. I don't know what we're going to call it, but yeah, there we go. See you guys.